So by now, a lot of us have seen this whole back and forth between Gabby Windey and Clayton Echard. Clayton Echard was the lead of The Bachelor years ago now. Gabby Windey was one of his final 3 women, and admittedly, he did not handle that situation very well. I don't think that Clayton himself would argue that he was a decent bachelor, okay? But that doesn't mean that he's a bad human being, and it doesn't mean that he should get ripped to shreds over how he looks for it years later. If you missed the beginning part of this saga, you can go to bachelornation.scoop, and they have all the responses back and forth. But the reason I really felt like I wanted to make this video was because the response back to what Clayton said is like really pissing me off for a number of reasons. And then me, not insulting Gabby, not insulting how she looks at all, not insulting like anything about her really, saying, hey, I like her, but I really wish she would stop making these comments, which is a valid criticism. The way people respond to that is insane.
Oh, that's rich. It's rich coming from a man who exploited my sexual life on TV without me knowing. You were intimate with the both of us, you said, on national TV in front of millions without having a conversation.
First of all, she does have a right to be heard about that. Even though, and I'll say this, like, she did obviously sign up for this national reality TV show where these contestants have their privacy absolutely ripped into by people all over the internet. I mean, relationships are hard. Even the reality TV ones, I would guess from seeing the number of people crying on my television, that they're hard. So of course she can be upset about that. But please don't let that distract you from the fact that she's out here talking about how he looks like a toe and making fun of what he wears and ripping on him dancing, saying it's so horrible, when this guy's really out here just trying to better himself. And I'm sorry, but if he hurt you, you still have a right to be hurt. People are entitled to their feelings. But don't you want him to become a better person? So why criticize those things? Why criticize his appearance? Why criticize his dancing and what helps him? And honestly, whatever you have to do to improve your own mental health and well-being, like, I get that she's mad at him for what he did when they were dating, but then say that. Because whether we mean to or not, when we kind of attack people over superficial things like physical appearance, people who are insecure about their appearance, people who are insecure doing the things that they love because they feel like they might look stupid. Those people who already have those insecurities are going to see the things you're saying and the way you're criticizing somebody for the way they look, and they're going to think somehow being ugly or being, maybe not the best at what they're doing, it makes them less than. Criticize his behavior from when you were together. Say you didn't like what he did, or I don't know. Hey, Clayton, the way you treated me on the show was absolutely abhorrent, and I think it makes you kind of a cunt. Because even saying something like that, it's like, none of my business, shit. Now, I certainly don't agree that he's a cunt, but it doesn't matter, because she never said that, and this is my weird thought process. And that's fine, that's just my opinion. Like, Gabby obviously has gone through her own journey, and she's now married to a woman, which is really cool. Obviously, I'm happy for her. I want her to be happy. Granted, I don't really know her, so I can't say too much other than typically, from what we see on social media and stuff like that, she seems like a funny person and she has some depth to her that's really cool. It's just disappointing to see somebody like attack someone's appearance like that, especially someone that I care about. And yes, I do care about Clayton, and I know I'll get criticism for that. I mean, I already have. People are like, oh, you're such a fangirl, you posted a picture with him. Okay, so I posted a picture with somebody. But if that's the worst you can do, then fine, you can call me that. That's just another way people try to discredit you when they don't like your opinion or they don't like what you have to say, but they don't really have any sort of rebuttal. Obviously, I've had a lot of Clayton-related content because the issues involved in his court case are issues that I care deeply about, like preserving the justice system for actual victims of domestic violence and, actual people who need help with paternity cases and the like. So yeah, that's a lot deeper than Clayton, but sure, if you need to minimize me to being a fangirl just so that you can feel better about not liking me, even though you don't know me at all, that's fine, Cheryl. I'm just saying, in my experience from him, which is going to be vastly different than hers, he's been a good person who helped me through a hard time when people were making fun of my appearance online. So yes, of course, when somebody is doing the same thing back to him, I'm gonna get a little irritated with it. I'm not gonna attack her. Why would I do that? I have nothing negative to say about her appearance or what she likes to do in her free time. Who gives a shit? If anything, I feel like outside of this, my sort of perception of her has been overwhelmingly positive, so I'm not here attacking anybody. Let's make that clear.
With me or another woman first, so you humiliated us in front of each other and in front of everybody watching the TV. Sure, people can infer, but nothing has been said so explicitly, and those kinds of details should come from a woman.
In this particular situation, there was a man and a woman involved, two people involved in, doing the straight person stuff in bed. You don't like that he came out and outed that. You don't like what he said. Okay. By that principle, though, it then wouldn't be okay if the roles were reversed and the woman did it. Like I said, that's like a valid experience. Obviously, I feel like it's okay to be hurt by that. And if she were to sit down and talk about her feelings and how that hurt her or embarrassed her, I don't know if she feels embarrassed or not. Maybe she just feels hurt, how it made her feel angry, anything like that. If she were to sit down and talk about that, all perfectly understandable things. I would love to see her continue doing what she's doing and be successful without punching down at people for how they look.
Oh, I'm a mean girl? As a straight white man, maybe you should do better with your power. Oh, that's...
Okay, so that last part is also very frustrating. His inability to be a good boyfriend in an extreme pressure situation on reality television where you guys are like not sleeping much and having all kinds of stress, like that has nothing to do with his race. It has nothing to do with his sexuality. I mean, I can't say sexuality is totally out of the question as a stressor because we did have Colton as the Bachelor. But in this situation where you are mad at your ex-boyfriend, or, I don't know if you'd even call him your boyfriend, I just do that by default. If he was a black guy who did the same thing, would you be feeling differently right now? I mean, the guy was obviously emotionally distressed during filming just from what they've shown us. I am not going to sit here and tell you that he handled that well, especially as an outsider who just watched the TV show, right? And I'm not somebody who lived it like she is. But I would hardly call his relationship transgressions on The Bachelor years ago using his power to what exactly? When I say this person has a good heart and they've been trying to change and they've improved a lot in a lot of ways, and then the response to that is people, like getting mad because I am, defending someone who is having their appearance attacked when that person previously spoke to Charlie Kirk. I don't give a shit about Charlie Kirk. And then they start coming at me for not being the exact right kind of queer that they think I should be. I don't behave exactly how they think a queer should behave, right? It's like, this is not an identity politics thing. Sometimes when I'm having an issue with a straight white man, it's just me having an issue with another human being, and it doesn't matter what his race is or if he's straight. At the end of the day, my point is I care a hell of a lot more about who somebody is individually. That's what matters to me. But you can like someone, and you can also say, hey, maybe I don't like what they just did. I can't tell other people how to feel about it. I certainly would never try to tell her what to do, but I can say how I feel about it, and that's all I really have to say.